Estelle, you might be muted.
Muted, yeah.
Hi, Estelle, can you hear us? There she is.
Can you see me?
I saw you. Yeah, now
Now
I
we can.
do.
See you.
Yep.
Hi there.
Okay,
Hi.
hold on.
Okay. Looks like the gang is all here. So welcome everyone to our meeting. The time is now 2:01.
Okay.
So call to order is 2:01.
Yep.
Before we get started, I just want to say special thanks to Lorraine for pulling the meeting together this month. All the work she did, getting a speaker lined up, and be well above and beyond. So thank you very much, Lorraine.
Oh, no problem. It's all a team effort. We're all a team, right? Yeah.
Right.
Also, thank you, Josh, for putting the agenda together at the last minute there. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
In my panic moments, right, Josh?
Yeah, I was panicked too because we were just under the time limit there.
I know.
It all came together. So thank you
Yeah.
anyway. So the first business this month is approval of the November meeting minutes. Did everyone get an opportunity to take a look at them?
Yes.
That's yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve?
I will make a motion to approve the meetings from November.
Thank you,
I'll
Gloria.
second it.
Okay, thank you, Lorraine.
Yep,
Is
and
there
I
anyone
second it.
negative? Anyone negative in regard to
I
that?
did.
No, Estelle seconded, right?
Oh,
Is that what you
okay.
did? Yep.
Thank you, Estelle. Is there anyone that doesn't want a motion to approve? Okay, the November
David,
meeting-
can I just quickly comment?
Please.
These were kind of, as I had mentioned before, I'm doing pretty much abbreviated minutes because it is difficult. I'm trying to, participate in the meetings and jot down my notes and all that. So I hope they're satisfactory to everybody because, I can't do anything really lengthy because it isn't like I'm just focusing on that. So if that's okay, abbreviated minutes. I hope
I
you
think
guys.
you do. Believe me, I appreciate all your effort. And from my end of it, I thank you. They look great every single month.
Oh,
So
good. Okay. Thank you.
thank you, thank you.
And can I just sorry to interrupt? But
Mhm.
Lorraine, would you mind sending me the minutes so that I can get the post on the website?
Oh, I could. Yes, definitely. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Next thing, before we get into anything else, we're very fortunate to have a guest speaker today, Annabelle Green, Access and Technology Coordinator at BSU, Student Accessibility Services. Annabelle's going to do a presentation today, and thank you for coming, and we look forward to it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for inviting us. I know I was at your event with the BCCR at the library last semester, so that in the fall. So
Oh,
that was
great.
really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. Just let me get that ready so you can see my presentation. Awesome. Just let me know when it's up and I will do that. Great. Okay.
Yep. It's there.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll play it from the beginning. Let me switch the view. Always something. Oops. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna keep it like this only because I think I accidentally put a timer on it and I don't want it to go through the timer. So, so no problem. Sorry about that. So my name
No
is
problem.
Annabelle. As mentioned, I work at Student Accessibility Services at Bridgewater State University. I've worked here since the summer of 2022. So it's been really exciting to be at Bridgewater. Although I'm not an alum, I went to a SUNY school in upstate New York. So it does have a similar atmosphere to my undergrad, which I really enjoy. And I'm excited to share a little bit about the work our office does and the different resources we have for students on campus and also for some things related to the community as well. So our first slide is our mission. Our mission currently is to empower students with disabilities to access their university experience through advocacy and accommodation. So, we do a lot of work with setting students up with their academic and community based accommodations, which I'll get into. And we really want to envision an accessible, connected campus that really celebrates all identities and experiences in the community. That's really what we want to do. While our main work is focused with the disability community, we do want students to feel supported in a lot of ways in our campus. And I do have our email on there as well as our Instagram. We're pretty active on Instagram if anyone's into Instagram. And I help run that with a lot of our events and different things for students. So, yep. This is part of our team. This was our Halloween costume this year. We all dressed like construction workers, actually, because we just got a new space on campus, so we thought it would be a fun nod to that during the Halloween time to dress like construction workers. So we
Cute.
have 6 full-time team members pictured here, including myself. We also have 2 graduate assistants and over 20 student employees that provide various support services to students with disabilities. And I'll get into a little bit more about the student workers roles. We have a student worker from the MRISJ Center. She's sitting in my office, so she's waving. And then we also have folks from different areas too, like peer mentor students, so note takers. So there's a lot of different roles we have within the office. So I'll get into a little bit more about our services specifically. Um, so this slide really just shows off that we support accessibility throughout the campus holistically. So some of the things we think about are academic accommodations, of course. So whether that be anything from extra time for testing to potentially making sure students have their classrooms in places with the correct equipment and elevators, all that good stuff. Those are some of the things we think about. There's a wide range of academic accommodations we can provide, but it really depends on the student's experience, what they'd be eligible for, as well as their disability. We also do some accommodated transit and mobility planning with folks throughout campus as well. Um, we do residence hall accommodations as well as emotional support animal requests for campus. We also work with students if they would like to work with us, if they have a service animal, we can do some planning with them around having a service animal on campus, especially if they're taking any sort of courses that involve a lab, just to make sure the animal is safe and they're safe in that environment. We also have, thinking about accessibility in clubs, sports, activities, as well as eating on campus, dining. That's something we'll think about and get connected with. We also really strive to have good communication and self advocacy within our students and within our community to help provide a good culture around disability identity on campus. Some students also may qualify for support with course registration, whether it's physically navigating this site or trying to get them to register sooner. Those are some things we can work with them on. We really strive to make sure our campus has really good disability affirming wellness, self care. Those resources are accessible to all students, but we want to make sure that they think of the disability lens as well. And we do a lot of different workshops and trainings throughout campus too that I'm happy to discuss more in our slides about our different programs and events.
Wow.
Um, so some things that I like to show that we think about when we're determining, eligibility for accommodations is we think about the diagnosis that the student may have, but also the impact of that diagnosis, right? Because even though 2 students may have a similar diagnosis or 2 individuals, it may impact them very differently. So we want to make sure we're providing the most reasonable accommodation or the most readily available resource in the area they're experiencing that barrier. So some of those barriers could be anything from, walking, breathing, talking, sleeping, learning, any of those life activities is what we really think about. So in our process, we not only look at diagnostic paperwork, but we also have something called the interactive process where we meet with the student and really talk about what their disability impact is to help us understand what would be the most reasonable accommodation for them. These are just some examples of diagnostic categories we may work with. Again, there's much more out there. Just would be very difficult to list everything on one slide, but work with students with different learning, intellectual, cognitive disabilities. That could be anything from dyslexia, language processing disorders, Down syndrome, any of those needs. We also could work with students with psychiatric or mental health related disabilities, including anxiety, schizophrenia, OCD, depression, those types of disabilities as well. We also would work with neurological and brain injuries or neurological disabilities. So that could be anything from migraines, POTS, epilepsy, brain injuries, any of those also would fall in there. Medical disabilities could be anything from deaf or hard of hearing, blind, low vision, as well as diabetes, paraplegia. There's many more I could list, but those are just some examples. We also work with many students who have autism. And also, we would be the office students would work with if they have any sort of temporary or time limited related disability. So that could be, breaking a bone, having a concussion. If there's if you have a surgery but you need help in the recovery process as far as getting back, we might work with you on that as well. So those are just some examples of students we would work with. And then we also think about when we're working with the community on campus, what are the barriers to access the university experience? So it could be anything from physical or architectural barriers. So we think about adding things like elevator access, specialty parking, first floor housing, wheel-in showers, bed shakers, which would be a device that can shake the bed so it can wake up a student who is asleep if there's a fire alarm. Um, yeah. Um, so we all, especially if you're deaf or hard of hearing, that you may not be able to access that. We also have attitudinal barriers potentially, and that's more about the atmosphere around disability identity and people's mindset towards it. So we have a really big Be Seen initiative on campus that I'll get into more later on, which is our big Disability Advocacy and Awareness Day. We also have service animal planning, as I mentioned before, to help students navigate campus with a service animal. We have communication info sharing could also be a barrier. So some things we may work with a student on include Braille, text to speech, where the computer could read to you. Same with screen reading, which is a more descriptive text to speech, and then ASL interpreting as well. Technological, which is a big part of my role, is I work a lot with the assistive technology for the office. So that can include alternate formats of textbooks. So that could be anything from making sure a student has a PDF or an audio book to help them access the readings. And then I also work with note-taking technology and different adaptive technology as well. Um, Students may also experience organizational or systemic barriers, which tend to be like policies, procedures that cause a barrier to their experience on campus. So we offer things including reduced distraction testing areas, assisted registration, as well as working with students to see if they need to maintain full-time status at the university and see if there's any accommodations that can be provided there, as well as emotional support animals. So that's a little bit about who we work with and more of the accommodation aspect of what we do. But I'm really excited to talk to you about what we do beyond accommodations. So we do a lot of different programs and initiatives in the campus community. So the first thing I wanted to share is we have a really great peer mentor program. So upon request, students working with our office that are new to BSU, so they can be a transfer or a new student, like a new incoming first year, can be paired with an upper division student who works with our office that help them just navigate that transition to college life. So that transition to the social experience of being a college student. They do a lot of one-on-one group activities. These are some pictures of students in our old office actually hanging out doing some arts and crafts together. And we really try to prioritize the requests from new students and incoming students, but we do have some, if we have room, we do also allow returning students to continue to participate in the program as well. And what's really cool is some of our mentees have become mentors, so that's really special too. We do a lot of different social programs too for students. So and the whole goal of us doing social programs is to really just create a community where that's accessible, inclusive, an event that students can go to and feel like they can be themselves, and also know it's a safe space to have a disability and be neurodiverse, but also just a place where they are welcome to meet new students and also meet us in a non-intimidating way. So some of the events we have include we've done DIY craft nights, game nights. We've done some meetups with the BSU Canine team. The students love meeting the canines. Um, that's very popular. We do it every semester. We also have movie nights. Music bingo is one of our favorite events. We've had a career panel with alumni who are neurodiverse. We've had a lot of different things for events, and it's been really exciting to try and experiment with new trending topics to see what will get students engaged. Like, for example, next month we're co-sponsoring an event with the Pride Center. So we're doing a lot of different types of social programs in the community. Access Extravaganza is one of our summer programs. So this is something that is optional for students who are new to BSU that want to work with SAS, to kind of just have a day where they can come learn about their transition to campus. It's like a more of like a little bit of an extension on the orientation process, the first year orientation or transfer orientation, but just more with the focus on working with our office and meeting other students from our office. So we do it usually in August. We tend to have it host it, and we always are revamping it. So one year we did a whole board game theme, which is what you're seeing here today, with different events, but we're always thinking of something new and a new way to spin it. So stay tuned, I suppose, for what we'll do this summer, but it's always new and exciting. Our next initiative I like to share is Access Advocates. This is a program for any student at BSU to enroll in. It's a 5-week service learning series. So they meet once a week for about an hour and a half for 5 weeks, and they learn about leadership, accessibility, and advocacy. And students actually apply their skills in creating a accessibility project at BSU. Some past projects have included things related to sensory spaces, hosting community events for students, and one student had a town hall for students with disabilities. So we've had a lot of different things come out of this program, and I'll show you one of the projects soon that one of our students did this semester. So I'm excited for that. Another initiative is called Barrier Breakers. This is more of some of the concepts of access advocates we talk about in Barrier Breakers. It's just more of a one-time program for disability access. So this allows our participants to learn about dismantling inequities, obstacles, discrimination towards equal rights. And it really helps the community think about accessibility and quite literally breaking barriers to think about their work on campus or their work in the community and how they can be more accessible. And they do get a cool certificate that looks like this when they're done. So some folks hang it in their office or put it in their email signature, which is pretty cool.
Mhm.
Be Seen is one of our biggest initiatives on campus. We host it every spring. It is a program that highlights, our support for students and members of our community with disabilities through various programs and activities. We've done everything at Be Seen, from having campus partners attend and host mini programs. We've done barrier breaker sessions that day. We have everyone wears hot pink, which is our color, our signature color, to show their support for the disability community. And we picked hot pink because it's so bright and vibrant, and we wanted them to quite literally be seen on campus. And this year, our Be Seen will be April 17th. So you all are welcome. If you want to attend, we can get you connected with that if you're interested. And we have co-sponsored this with Wellness throughout the past few years. And these are the shirts from last year, so they're fantastic.
Great.
Yeah. And then another great initiative that we have is called Access All Stars. Access All Stars is an award program we have for BSU community members that really go above and beyond their commitment to accessibility, inclusive experiences, for people with disabilities. So in this picture are our Access All Stars from last year. K9 Zach is one of them too. He's in the bottom there. So we have in this photo students, faculty, staff. President Clark's also in the photo, who were selected from their nominees as Access All Stars this past year, which is
Nice.
fantastic. Yeah. Um, and then I wanted to share some new things because we're always challenging ourselves to do more and do new things. And this has been a very exciting year for our office. So one of the things I wanted to show you is, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. Is one of our students, Amy Dieso, who graduated in 2024. She was in our Access Advocate program, and her presentation, she did actually for her project, she decided to do a presentation on accessible spaces and sensory spaces on campus. And she gave the presentation to President Clark and his cabinet. And President Clark actually committed to installing sensory pods that Amy proposed on campus, and just to prioritize sensory inclusive features and future innovations. So this is one of the pods we have now. It's still there's supposed to be a back right here. So that's going to be a whiteboard. They just need to attach it. But this one is like a dual pod. So you could have someone sit on this side over here, and it actually will muffle the sound. So it's less overstimulating for folks. They can kind of focus more and have a conversation with someone. We also have pods that are more like a little individual room that could probably only fit one person. So think about like half this size. If someone needs to make if they need to have a moment alone or do something private, they can like have a private call. They can go in there and have that sensory reduced space. I don't have a photo of them yet, but we're also installing 2 sensory stimulation pods, which are pretty cool. They actually are enclosed fully, and you can go inside, and there's some cool chairs in there, and they create cool lighting. So you can change the lighting and get more of that sensory stimulation, which is pretty cool. So they're
Annabelle,
coming.
quick question on that
Yeah.
one. If someone was disabled and unable to pull themselves into around the
Yes.
table, how would they maneuver?
That is such a good question. So we only are trialing this semester, and we are the first to admit they are not the most this specific model is not the most equipped for if you're a little bit larger in size or need to slide in. The other two that I was just talking about are flatter and have larger furniture, so different types of folks could probably fit in those better.
Okay.
However, we do have a survey it's probably on the side right here. Um, we're trying to see if this is something students like, to see if we can invest in different models in the future.
Okay. Just looking at it quickly, it
Yeah.
seems like for a lot of people, if you could just lift up if the table folded up, it might
Yeah.
give someone the ability to maneuver into the space
Yeah.
and then bring down the table.
Yeah, I think that's something I'll have to check this one because this one was still like being constructed when we went to check
Uh-huh.
it out because I wanted to get a quick picture for all of you today. Um, but that it is something that we thought of we have been mindful of in the process. However, we only have like a few so far, so we're gonna see how it goes and then go from there. So,
Great.
yep.
They look like they're very easy to move around too.
Yes, you
Are they
can
pretty
move
much? Yep,
Yeah, you can move them. It's locked
Yeah.
right now, but we
right.
I was able to rotate one on my own.
Mhm.
So you can rotate them too to kind of create more of an enclosed space, like
Oh,
and face
yeah.
a wall and things like that too.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so they're really cool.
Where are you
Um,
locating them?
so this one is specifically in the Maxwell Library. They're going to put there's two in the student union right now. And then there's also going to put one in DMF right across the Science Center. And then our other location, I believe, I don't know if we're looking at Burnell potential somewhere over there. There is some other construction happening over there right now, and that one hasn't been installed yet. So I think we might need to move where that one's going to go. So, yep, we're hoping somewhere on the west, on both sides of campus.
Both
east and west.
sides, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, they're really cool. I'm hoping
Yeah.
it's a hit so that we can get more in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then our last one of our this is actually our new office. So we
Wow.
just
Wow.
yeah, so
Wow.
we just moved to the student union in 106, so we're on the second level. This last at the end of last semester. So our space this was a long time coming. We knew about this plan since a few months after I started in 2022 about us potentially moving, and we now have much bigger of a space. So in comparison, this is the new hangout space. And then the students in this picture are in the old one. So look how much smaller
Oh, yeah.
this was.
Nice.
So now we have much more space for everyone to hang out. And then just some cool features. We have a push button to access the suite. So like to get inside. We also have even wider doorways than ADA requirements. Just because we wanted to make sure all sizes of chairs could fit inside as well. We also thought about size inclusive seating, different type flexible seating. So there's a lot of different types of seating in here. We do have dimmable lights, which I love for my office too.
Mhm.
And then we also have low skid floors.
That's nice.
Yeah, different
Yeah.
types of furnishing. And then they also during the construction, they also redid the restrooms on this side of the hallway. And so we now have a new single user accessible restroom as
Nice.
well as a male female restroom
That's nice.
that's brand new over here. So
That's great.
which
That
is
looks like a fun space to hang out too.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so fun. So actually before this meeting, we probably had about 7 to 8 students hanging out in that space. So it's awesome. They've been loving it. And then to the left of the photo, there's a hallway, and down this hallway is our individual offices. So where I'm
Okay.
located
Okay.
right now. Yep.
I have to ask you, that
Yeah.
orange top looking thing, is that something you kind of sit
Who
on
uses
and you spin, or am I
Yes.
wrong?
Yeah.
I feel like I should go sit in it and show you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it actually is something called a gyro chair. They are really
Yeah.
cool. So you can sit in it and it will spin. It can spin you. You could rock back and forth, which I kind
Okay.
of like. Or you could spin it all the way around and you won't fall off necessarily.
What about
Um,
getting dizzy?
You might not.
So it's not for everyone, but it's for
Yeah.
some folks that motion is a really good stimulation for them.
Yeah.
So we've gotten a lot of like different like some students love it. For some students, they're like, no, I'll just do a regular chair, but it is a hot topic of conversation. So it
I
is,
bet. I
it is a
bet.
cool
Wow.
feature. It's so funny. I've been seeing them more and more in the community now that we got one here. I was at the Rent Them outlets recently and they have them.
You have them. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw
so-
that there too, yeah.
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 Yeah, they have them too. I was like, oh, that's so familiar. I didn't know that chair. So that was funny, but yeah, it's been
Cool.
fantastic. And we also have, so it's not on this picture, but there's a TV here now too. So it's just been fantastic to be not only in a new space, but a space that was designed for us with disability inclusion in mind. It's been fantastic.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah. And then this is just a little bit of our contact information. So we really just want to create a positive environment for our students on campus. This is our general email, and I know you all have my email too, and
Mhm.
Jenna's email, our director. But this is also our Instagram. We do post a lot of our events on there as well, and different things we're doing in the community. So I really want to thank you for having us today, and I'm happy to answer any questions as well too.
Annabelle, I just want to say, you obviously and your team do great work, and we really appreciate you giving so much information to us and sharing
Yeah.
it. It was
Yeah.
very interesting.
Very
Thank you.
interesting. Yes,
Thank you. Thank
very
you.
well put together. Congratulations.
Yes. And I just
Question-
wanted to comment also to Annabelle, I was totally amazed at everything that your office
Absolutely.
offers.
Yeah.
I mean, what an eye opener. It's just amazing. And what I like is I like the attitudinal type, like you said, the Be
Mhm.
Seen program,
Yep.
Disability Advocacy Awareness Day.
Yep.
Just promoting that and all the different programs that you
Yep.
offer. It's just it's so amazing. I think you're like a well-kept secret.
Yeah,
Really,
we're really
I'm
proud.
amazed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That means a lot.
Really
Yeah.
amazed.
We really try to go beyond, we do really work hard on the accommodation component of what we
Mhm.
do, right? Like those meetings with the students and their families, but we really, it's a huge privilege and honor to have the support up from Bridgewater as well to do beyond accommodations with some of the programs we offer, and having the opportunity to also employ students to work with us. And
Really.
it's been great. So yeah, we work really hard, but we try to make it really fun too.
So
And I think I would love to have our group actually get involved in some of the things. So
Yes.
just
Yeah.
keep us connected, and maybe there's even an event or something that
Yeah.
we could
yeah,
even
Lorraine,
attend or something.
there's the event on April 17th. That sounds very interesting.
I
Yeah, I was
know.
gonna say, I think that would be a great connection for us potentially.
Good.
Yes.
We also are open to a lot of different partnerships. Like we're always trying new things. So,
Yes.
but yeah, I think that would be a great way because we do have some community partners also come to Be Seen.
Mhm.
So in the
Oh,
past,
good.
we've had Boundless Bean has come before as an example,
Mhm.
and some other different community partners as well. So it's great. Yeah, and we'll also make sure you all get shirts too.
Oh, yeah.
Does
Love
anyone else have
that.
questions for Annabelle?
Oh, amazing. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Yeah, of
Thank you very
course.
much.
Annabelle, if you thinking about it, and if there's a way, just like Lorraine said, that we could help more,
Mhm.
we're part of the community outside of the university, and we'd love to be involved as much as we could.
Yeah, that would be
Yes.
great. I will definitely connect with our director too to see what she always has such creative ideas. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, we would love to stay connected with you all. I think that'd be fantastic. So,
Thank you.
I love your energy, Annabelle.
I
do
love
too.
your energy.
thank you.
Is there any
Thank
last
you.
questions for Annabelle before we let it go?
Mhm.
Well, thank you for a great
Yeah,
presentation.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
I believe I sent it to Lorraine too, if any of you want a copy.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
if you need anything from us, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.
Good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You
Thank you.
too.
Thanks.
Thanks
you.
again.
Bye.
Bye.
Next thing on the agenda, but well, anyways, that was a great presentation. I really
excellent.
enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Before I get into the next thing, I just have a question for Karen. Karen, what is the weather like there? And let me tell you, before you answer, it is 35 degrees here. So,
Well, there it is outside.
Oh,
oh, Karen.
It's finally warmed up, really. I'm probably the only one here that didn't put the heat on, but I wasn't going to put any heat on. It's 75 today. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, geez.
It's nice.
I feel so bad for you. Okay.
I
I know.
Well, enjoy it.
I really am I have a really love-hate relationship with being down here this year. I'm really missing at home more than
Ah.
ever, so,
Oh, yeah,
but
Yeah.
I'll make do.
Yeah.
yeah,
The two,
yeah. Somebody's got to do it, right?
somebody's gotta do it, yeah. So,
Wow.
thanks for,
Last month, guys, we discussed at the November meeting, or actually 2 months ago, the need for a special needs playground at Marathon Park, which is a great park in itself. Our request could be forwarded to the town manager's office, park and recreation office, and town councilors. I sent out a draft for everyone to look at, before the meeting. Did everyone get that?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Uh, Did anyone have any observations, any changes? What do you think? Do we need to embellish it a little more? Comments, opinions?
I think it was pretty thorough, David. It was well put
Mhm.
together, very well put together.
Very well. Yeah.
Well, thanks for positive, but do you think I need any more specific information, or just that's like something we could discuss as we get, into our process?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good beginning, place to
Yeah.
start, get it out there and see what the, what they, decide about it, yeah, if it's something
Okay.
we can go forward with, or are we thinking of overhauling all of Marathon? I haven't been there for ages, so I don't
No,
know what condition
they
it's
have a
in.
couple of, actually, they have a couple of structures here. They have like a slide structure that someone in a wheelchair would be able to wheeled to the first landing of the structure. So they could use
Yeah.
one slide. And they also have, in the past, but I haven't been there for a few months, a
Me
couple of swings that are
Swings,
adjusted
right.
for children with disabilities. However, it's kind of a sad thing and nothing to do with the town other than people destroy them all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I know that there's been multiple times that they've had it been replaced or repaired or whatever. But I think we could go well beyond and above that. It's a very limited assortment for
Right.
children with disabilities.
Mhm.
I neglected to send a copy of this to Josh. I did send it to all the members of the Disability Commission.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would be happy to send a copy to you also, Josh. And would you agree, send a copy to the town manager, Park and Recreation? Should we include or not include town councilors on the first go around?
Well, I would definitely start with town manager and Parks and Rec.
Okay.
It is the job of the town manager to report to the town council. So
Okay.
getting it to the town manager first is probably the most important aspect of it.
Okay, good. Any questions or anything from anyone? Okay,
No, I
we'll
think
move-
it is a good beginning. It's a good way to start, and let's just take it from there and just see, what we can probably do as a group and just build on that, so.
One thing I just wanted to mention, Karen had sent out an email of a lot of different playgrounds in
Mhm.
communities that are doing just this. And some of the local ones, there's a Buttonwood Park playground in New Bedford. And actually my wife Denise used to play there when she was visiting grandparents, when she was young. They have Roger Williams, which I used to go with the kids way back when. They have a Carousel Village, and
Mhm.
it's just Long Meadow has a really nice playground. They have Century slides with different textures and low to the ground. So there's a lot of playgrounds out there, in the communities that have gone above and beyond. So I think Bridgewater would definitely benefit by doing this.
And David, my feeling is I think we're kind of moving in that right direction. I feel sometimes we focus on elder issues. This is intergenerational. We're dealing with all different population groups, regarding disabilities, and I think it's a great way to go. Even having BSU talk about their student accessibility services office, and what they do, it opened up my eyes, I know. So just involving the whole community is so important, a step in the right direction.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. And I was also thinking, as we were having the presentation from Annabelle, the same thing, because we're
Mhm.
talking to young people that go to
Yeah.
the university. So now we're talking to people in their late teens, 20s. Now we're
Right.
talking about doing
Good
things
Yep.
in the community for children.
Mhm.
And I think we tend to get involved with seniors more because all the volunteer
Right.
stuff I do with seniors, where
Yeah.
everything we all
Right.
do is kind of more senior related. So it's kind of
Yes.
nice to get into the youth of the community too. So I agree.
Plus- Plus, David, a lot of grandparents take their children or their grandchildren to this park, so they're gonna participate as well.
Right.
Well,
True.
you're right, Estelle, because the times that I've gone there to check out what they have and so forth, there is a lot of grandparents that go there,
Yeah.
especially when you go during the day, during the week. The grandparents have.
I took my
the
grandchildren there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Estelle, did
So-
I see you on a swing one day?
You just saw me behind the swing. And David, there's one thing I did do. I hope you don't mind. I did take it and I did some editing on it
Oh, okay.
and,
Yes.
and some proofreading.
Yeah,
That's great.
Because there were some technical things and some spelling
Mhm.
things that I thought would, before we send it off to anybody.
Did you send that back to me? Because I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
no, I didn't send it back to you. I wanted to have the meeting first and
Oh,
see if there were
okay.
any changes you
Well, I
wanted to make.
appreciate it. Thank
or
you. Yeah, no, I'd rather have everything, cleaned up and all before I
Yeah.
send it out and have other folks look at it. So that's really appreciated.
Yeah, I'll send it right back to you after the meeting.
Okay.
And you can take a look at it, and if there's anything else you want to change or something, let me know, and I can make another change to it.
Okay, good.
It's the English teacher in me, I'm
That's-
sorry.
I was just gonna ask you if you
Estelle, I
were.
saw the same things. I'm like,
As long as you
I'm
don't look at,
embarrassed. Oh, no.
no. No,
as
it was
long as
very
you don't
well
look at
written.
my minutes, because my
No.
minutes are very, very brief, like I said, so whoever
It's
wants to
all-
take over, they can.
Fine, don't worry
you know?
about minutes.
All fine, it's all fine.
Okay.
So, the next thing, I know Lorraine, you touched base with Susan. I hope I pronounced it right.
Susan Lanzikos. And
Lanzikos.
I did not hear back from her, but I will follow up on that, the email that I sent her. And what
Okay.
I was thinking would make sense is, instead of reinventing the wheel and trying to find a date for this and that, why don't we tap into maybe an existing program that they already have?
Oh, good idea.
And that way they're, if they're doing a bingo, whatever it might be, like a small event, because I know the Residents Association, they have a lot of things going on. So I will ask Susan for the next couple months, what's going on. And then maybe we can research out, one of the programs that they already have planned. And then we can go and maybe do a short presentation and maybe even participate in whatever they're involved in and do a little raffle and serve some light refreshments, something like that, rather than just saying, oh, we're coming for this specific day for this.
Mm.
I
Right.
just think it would
Good
work
idea.
easier,
Yeah,
you
good
know?
Good
I think
idea.
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier. You're already going to get the residents to come to the meeting.
Yeah.
We actually did a couple meetings here before, and we actually had excellent
Mhm.
turnouts, and you were involved too. I remember
Yes.
that.
Yes,
So we did have good turnouts, but it makes it a
Yeah.
lot easier, and if we do an existing event like you just said, so
yeah,
good.
that's what I was thinking. If everybody agrees with that, I think it'd be a way to go.
Yeah, I do too.
Worked with Susan before. What is her position over there?
Susan, I believe she is on she was in the Housing Authority, the Tenants Association.
Okay.
think she was the chair, I'm not sure. I think
think she
she had
was.
also put in to be on a representative on the Housing Authority Commissioners Board. I
Okay.
think that's placed on hold. I don't know where they're at with that. But I will reconnect with her and I'll give her a call and tell her what our intentions are and how we can kind of, make this happen in the spring or late spring or whenever, or
Great.
whatever.
Well,
So,
thank you. And yeah, I probably something in the March, April timeframe would be great, I think.
Mhm. Good.
The last meeting, we mentioned briefly that Sam Baumgarten had made a suggestion about
Mhm.
audible crosswalks downtown and crosswalk safety in general. We didn't go anywhere with that since then. Is this something we want to pursue? What do you guys think?
Did you say audible crosswalks?
Audible, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've never seen one.
I've seen them. They're few and far between, and they're probably pretty expensive, I would imagine.
Mm.
I think since it was addressed by a resident, I think it's something that maybe we should probably, even if you just want to maybe send a letter and just kind of inquire, David, as
Okay.
to, is this something that this community,
That's a
could
good
get
idea.
in, could get involved in? Is it, how costly is it? Just a little bit about it and just start pursuing it, because I know Sam did mention that he did inquire several times. He's seen it in other communities, so.
That's a good idea, Lorraine. We'll
Yeah.
just get the ball rolling and see where it goes.
Right, find
Good.
out where that goes.
Well, I'll do that before the next meeting.
Mhm.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Audible.
Good. Does anyone have any ideas for future topics or anything they'd like to see us discuss at our next meeting?
David,
Yes,
we had an inquiry from Evie DeLutis.
okay.
She sent us all an email. I don't know if you got it from her.
I did get that too. And you had
Yes.
reached out
Yeah,
to her also.
she's quite concerned about the evening meetings they've been holding at the Moakley Center. She can't attend evening meetings. These were the ones that
Right.
were for the Better Bridgewater.
Okay,
And she wants to have a say and she wants to be able to voice her opinion, but because they don't have an opportunity to do that, they tell her when she called that she could watch it after the fact, which is not what she wants. She wants to be able to speak up. And she said that she doesn't understand why they can't have some kind of a Zoom where she
right.
could call in or say something or ask a question. And she said that she doesn't understand at the Moakley where they're all technological, that's the tech building, why they
Right.
can't have some kind of a Zoom connection. And she was wondering why we could not inquire for
Had
senior
she reached out to
citizens or
anyone
people who
besides
are
us?
homebound.
could I,
And
could I jump in real
Oh,
quick?
please, please.
I had an opportunity, Adeline Ellenberg is actually on our, Assamuquin Club. She's on the board of directors.
Okay,
And I did mention about, Evie's letter because Evie wanted me to pass it on to whoever we all could. So Evie did say, please send her the email if you can. I did email, Adeline. I did forward Adeline the email yesterday, and Adeline said that she would look into it. She thought it was a real viable concern and something that, I mean, like you said, BSU does have a lot of technology there. And we were all kind of wondering why this couldn't happen, so she said she would, so it was just another layer, of someone to
so at
look.
this point,
Oh.
she's gonna get back to us and let us know.
Yes, I think so. I think
Good.
that's what the next step is, but Evie just wants us to pass the word along to whoever we can, she said, so, yeah.
Good. We could probably let her know that Evie know that we've talked to Adeline and they're looking into it and we'll get back to her.
I did tell Evie last night.
Oh, good.
That I forwarded it to Adeline and Evie gave me a big thumbs up. And thank you, Estelle, also, you're working towards that also to get the information out too, so.
I gotta give Evie so much credit. She is so involved in everything.
I know, she is amazing,
She has amazing energy still. She
Yeah.
really-
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is there any ideas or anything anyone would like to see for future programs, future meetings we're having?
The one thing I wanted to bring up is we have mentioned that crosswalk by the senior housing is
Yes.
still not working.
Mhm.
Okay.
They have
Yep.
the solar panels up, I noticed that, but they're
Yep.
still not blinking. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that. The other
Yes,
ones are all working.
Yep, I brought that up at the last meeting and the meeting before that, and we really need to look into that and find out why they can't be flashing or whatever, or something, I don't know.
Yeah, the panels are
Good.
there. I
Yes.
checked that, but they're
Yeah.
not flashing.
Yeah,
Not flashing. Okay. Anything else anyone would like to bring up?
Well, I wanted to mention that I have presented a program to Emily Williams at the Senior Center that I was going to bring up to us next, but I haven't heard from Emily yet about a program for hard of hearing and deaf that would be in conjunction with our Disability Commission and the Senior Center for the cinema in East Bridgewater. If we could do it in an off-hour time, like in the morning or early afternoon, when they're not showing cinema, for open caption movie, which is something they don't do.
Wow.
But it's possible to do it. It's just that they don't do it. And
Right.
so we would advertise it as an opportunity for people who are deaf or hard of hearing to be able to go to the cinema, because they don't do it now. Most cinemas don't show it. They have one or two pieces of equipment that you can wear a headset. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to call attention to themselves, so they
Right,
stay
right.
home and they wait to
Oh.
watch a movie.
Yeah,
When I
What a
was
great
interviewed,
idea, Estelle.
I know.
But I
I'm
said,
sorry?
what a great idea.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm waiting for Emily, but I wanted to bring you in on it, that I brought it up to her. We could
Okay.
involve East Bridgewater, West Bridgewater. It doesn't have to just be our,
Well, let
know,
me ask you this, because the only movie theater I can think of around here is East Bridgewater.
Yeah.
The next closest one I can think of, it's a very large one, is in Randolph. Have
I
you or
know.
anyone else talked to the owners at East Bridgewater Cinemas to see if they would be interested in doing
Well,
something?
that's what
like that?
I said to Emily. I said that would be the next step. We would ask them. I know they rent out the cinema on off hours to birthday
Right.
parties and different things like that. So I can't see why. I mean, they make money.
Well, they might actually like to do it as a community service. I don't know that they'd get a huge crowd, but they would get some people, and it would
Yeah,
certainly
and if
be
we involved other towns,
right.
they'd get more
Yeah.
people.
They get more people, and actually it would bring, it's positive, that they'd be giving back to the community. So I think that's a great thing.
Great idea.
Yeah, so I'm
yes.
just
I think
waiting to
that's a
hear
great
from
idea.
Emily if she's interested in for the, to advertise through the senior center that we were going to do it. And maybe
Yeah.
even provide a little van for
Mhm.
some people who don't
And
drive.
that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah,
So
Yeah.
that will be something, maybe the next meeting I can have more information for you.
Well, do me a favor for the next meeting, if you do have more information, write it up, send it, and we'll just add it to our agenda with, a write-up of where you've gotten on it and so forth.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's a great idea.
Wonderful idea, actually.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can I also put in a
Uh,
plug, David, for Triad?
Yes, you can.
Triad's February meeting is actually Kathy Hayes will be presenting on her Dementia Friends program. And that's going to be over at the Deconant Center. It's the third Tuesday of the month. I think it's February 18th, I'm not sure, at 1:00. And Dementia Friends, we're actually, Massachusetts is a Dementia Friends state, and we're a Dementia Friends community. So the more awareness you bring about regarding Alzheimer's, her program is fantastic, though. It's excellent. So this will be sponsored through Triad and the Senior Center. So, if you
Who
want
else
to
did,
pass the
who
word
else
along.
did you reach out to besides the Triad members? What other people did you reach out to?
I think Emily has reached out. I'm sure Emily has put something in the newsletter because it's
Oh, good.
sponsored by the Senior Center also, and Triad, and Kathy's, presenting, so I'm pretty sure that they have.
Because honestly, I think almost every family has, individuals with dementia or Alzheimer's in their lives, and I think that's a great program.
Yes, it is. It is absolutely great program.
Good, thank you.
Mhm.
Anyone else? Okay, the next meeting will be Tuesday, February 25th, 2 p.m., also on Zoom.
Mhm.
And that's all I have. So if everyone is all set, I'll motion to adjourn. If not, final words of wisdom from anyone.
We're
Karen,
glad you're feeling better, David.
What's that?
We're glad you're feeling better, David.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much. I am feeling better. And Karen,
Good.
I'm a little bit jealous, but enjoy your Florida time.
Thank you. I will.
Okay, motion to adjourn. Who would like to be first?
I'll make the motion. I
Second it.
made it through the meeting. Oy.
Okay. I hope you feel
Gloria,
better,
I
Gloria.
hope you, Gloria, I
Yeah.
hope you feel better soon.
I know.
Me too. Thanks, guys.
Who else
Yeah,
would
feel
like to
better.
speak second? Second, I see Karen raising her
I'll,
hands.
I'll second.
Thank you. Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Everyone have a great month. It was a great meeting and thank you for your help,
All
everyone.
right, be
Feel
well.
better.
Take
Have a
care.
good
Nice
afternoon.
Bye,
seeing
everybody.
you all.
Good afternoon. Take care.
See you later.
Bye.
Have fun, Karen, in the sun.
I'll see you.